Hey guys, this is Sean with Alexander Tutoring, and today we are going to look at converting percents to decimals and decimals to fractions and every combination thereof. A lot of my students have asked to see this, so to all my young guys out there, this is for you. So I always like to start visually. So you can see here I have a circle. How many pieces is the circle cut up into? It's cut up into four pieces. You can think of that as like a pizza. So I cut the pizza into four pizza slices. Question two, how many of those slices have I shaded in? Well, it looks like three, right? So we're going to start by making, we're starting with a visual representation, which we'll start by turning into a fraction. So fractions, you probably see have a line with a number on top and a number on the bottom. The number on the bottom is the total number of slices of my pizza. Okay, so in this case I made four slices. I took the whole, cut it into four equal pieces. And then the number that goes on top is simply the number of shaded slices, which in this case is three. So this pizza, if I took three of the four slices, that would be 3/4 of the pizza. So I can write that as 3/4. That's how I write it as a fraction. So we went from a visual representation to a fraction. Now let's turn that fraction into a decimal. So hopefully you've learned division. This is simply saying 4 divided into 3. That's what a fraction means. So if you've done long division, you've probably seen that looking something like this. Now you say to yourself, okay, well 4 doesn't really fit into 3, so what do we do in that case? Well, we put a decimal and put a 0 there. 3.0 is still 3. And that way, instead of dividing the 4 into 3, we can divide it into 30. So how many times does 4 fit into 30? It doesn't go evenly. Does it go 8 times? Well, 4 times 8 is 32, so it doesn't quite fit in 8 times. Maybe it fits in 7 times. What's 4 times 7? That is 28. So that's probably how many times it fits in, 7 times. Now whenever you do the decimal move, you always want to bring that decimal straight up top, right above where it is. Okay, so 4 goes into 37 times.
Okay, I found this on the web. For how many?
That's Siri, be quiet. Okay, and then the next step is to do 7 times 4, which we just said is 28.
Just to confirm.
And then we subtract. And I'm going to borrow here, so we go 10, 2. Okay, 10 minus 8 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Now I need another 0 here to bring down. We have 20. Now we start the whole process over. 4 divides into 20 exactly 5 times. And because it went in exactly, it means we're done. So there we are as a decimal. So we can use division to go from a fraction to a decimal. So 3/4 as a fraction is equivalent to 0.75 as a decimal. Now to go from decimal to percent, that's really easy. It's 75% of the pizza, right? 3/4. So all you have to do, the rule is you just move the decimal place over 1, 2 spaces to get 75%. Okay, so in this example, we started visual. We wrote it as a fraction. Then we used long division to write it as a decimal. And then going from decimal to percent is simple. You just move the decimal place over 2 spaces to get 75%. Now, let's do the process backwards. What if we started with 75%? How do we get a decimal? Same process backwards. Instead of taking the decimal 2 to the right, we go 2 to the left, just to undo what we just did. So that's equal to 0.75. So if you have a percent, you want to change it to a decimal, just move that decimal place over 2 to the left. Finally, how do we get 0.75 into a fraction? Well, here's what you'd want to do. This is a little more complicated. So we can write this as a fraction as 75 divided by 100, right? Because divided by 100 is equivalent to moving that decimal place over 2 times. And so there we have as a fraction. Now that doesn't look like our original fraction because we have to reduce. So the way we reduce is we want to think of a number that divides equally into the top and bottom number. Okay, so I'm looking at 75. I know for a fact that 5 will divide evenly into 75 just because it has that 5 on the end. Anything with a 5 on the end will divide evenly. So a 5 goes into 75 15 times. And then how many times does 5 go into 100? And the answer is 20. Can we reduce this further? Is there a number that divides evenly to the top and bottom? Well, it's 5 again. So I could have been a little smarter about it, but I'm going slow. So 5 goes into 15 3 times, and 5 goes into 20 4 times, and guess what? There we are, back where we started. So in this example, we started visual. We changed a visual into a fraction, changed that to a decimal, changed that to percent, and then did the whole process backwards. So that should cover every iteration of converting from decimals to percents to fractions possible. So I really hope you all found this helpful. Okay, have a great day.